My dear dark ones, welcome to my channel. Today is a pick a pile tarot reading, and I'm asking what is your life purpose. I'm using two decks. Those are my new decks, so it will be very interesting. This is the first pile, and this one is the second. You can pause the video and feel which deck is calling out to you the most, or you can go and listen through both of the piles and pick up what resonates, because it's a collective reading, so always feel what is right for you. And I will start with the pile number one. So for those of you who have felt strong connection to the first pile, I already shuffled the pile. Now I'm just gonna pull the cards and see what the cards are going to tell about your life purpose in this reincarnation. Interesting. We got the swords right away. We actually have already two swords out of one. And I also got the Queen of Pentacles. This will be the after card. So this is very interesting. As you can see, these cards are really, they very straightforward. So this is the first card. So this card represents a warrior. And the second card that I pulled, this is the card that represents the peace, right? So it was reversed, like the end of the battle. So I see that your life purpose is actually to be a warrior. I would say, you know, this card is a little bit dark, and this card that represents the end of the battle, and it represents the light. So I would say if you're the warrior, you're definitely not the light warrior, not the warrior of the light. So your purpose here is to actually probably to bring knowledge, the hidden, ancient, forgotten knowledge into this life. And as you see, this card, it represents the Queen of Swords. And the first card represents a woman, the divine feminine energy. This one is being reversed. It means you are not actually living your destiny or living your purpose. I feel like you're neglecting it, and you're having a lot of questions about how to be the person you are. You have a lot of strength and power in you. Swords always represents the connection with the unseen, with your higher self, with the realm of divine entities. And you have this connection, but you don't feel it. You know, in all of these cards, the swords are pointing down. Usually when you're connected with your higher self or with your purpose, the swords are always pointing up. And even in the upright position of the card, the swords is pointing down to the earth. So your purpose is not seen or not clear to you because you're concentrating on the material aspect of your life. You're probably thinking more about how to make money, because the last card that fell was the Queen of Pentacles. And no matter how much you work, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to be a normal person and to fit in and to have the money, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So it means you actually don't have the means to lead the fight that you want. The reason why, as a warrior, you're not supposed to work for anyone. You're supposed to fight against everything that you've been told in your childhood. And the battle, the spiritual battle, is your destiny. This is the Six of Swords again. So the swords, right? And six represents love, and it represents love that is not just romantic, but love that can transcend, and love that can change other people. So you are a person who is really can change people and can change the world by sharing your love, by sharing your magic, sharing things that you're passionate about. Some people who might be watching and who felt really, really pulled into this card, into this pile, and into this card, especially when you were looking at the back side of the deck, because this is the most famous stuff in runes, right? This represents protection and the connection to the divine. So maybe you were just drawn to this pile just because you really like this symbol, and the symbol is amazing. It's a runic symbol, and as you see, this deck really connected with Vikings and Odin and runic mythology. So if you really felt this strong pull, probably your calling was to be in the army, to actually be a warrior. So if this was true for you, if you actually had an experience in the army, this was the part of your journey, the part of your purpose, and the part of your destiny. And if you are regretting those times, regretting go to the army, joining the army, or having this military experience, you shouldn't, because you are fulfilling your purpose. For people who never felt that they belong in the army, it means that your fight is spiritual. You can fight with words, with art, with the things that you create. So for you, leading other people, being an example, and fighting the dogmas, the established norms and guidance that is no longer serving our society, this is something that you should fight for. You are probably into spirituality, and you're looking for different ways of expressing your divine feminine. And this could be done with occult knowledge. So if you want to open a channel spreading occult or writing books about an occult, this is your destiny, this is your purpose, this is how you fight, with your words. If you are, I'm talking about divine feminine energy, but it doesn't mean that if you are male, you don't have this energy in you. We all have the duality in us, the feminine and the masculine. So for the majority of you, especially for male watchers, for you, finding your inner divine feminine is very important. It's very important for you to connect to your emotions and feelings and create. I see a lot of creating energy in you, and that's how can you fight without words, just by showing things, by being an artist that you are, or creating an altar. You are this type of person who's supposed to create peace within the humanity. So for you, it is important to shield the collective, to shield the humanity. So if you are, if you do have an altar, your altar should do spells not only for yourself or your friends, but also for the collective, for the humans. You are the kind of person who actually really into what's happening with the planet, what's happening with the collective. You always care about the changes that we're going through as a humanity. For you, it's very important to honor ancient or forgotten celebrations, especially ancient rituals and the celebrations that are still alive in our community, but are celebrated by just minor groups. For example, it could be any pagan rituals, any Slavic rituals or celebrations, Nordic, any type of community or occult group that you feel pulled forward to. You should definitely look into them and celebrate on your altar by protecting humanity from your home. I also feel that you are not connecting to your divine masculine, because for you it's very important to work on your physical body, on the physical side of things. So for people who felt really strong pull to the first pile, it is very important to work out, to be physically active, to run, to go to the gym, to work out at home, work out outside, swimming, all types of exercise. And probably in the childhood you were going into some kind of like sports sections, and you were probably good at swimming or I don't know, boxing, anything like that. And probably if in the adult life you still part of some kind of martial art group or into boxing, it means that you actually really connected to your soul purpose. You just really don't see what it is because you've been concentrating on 3D for too long. I'm gonna pull another few cards. This is the Hierophant. So this is important for you to be the light and the dark. And when I say light and dark, I don't mean the dark being evil and the light being good, because nowadays you don't know. For a lot of people who are thinking that being a light warrior is everything and light is the good thing, we don't know anymore. Nowadays it's also the evil can be hidden in the light. So for you, it's very important to fight the cause that is true to your heart, spiritually and physically. Oh, this is actually the Wheel of Fortune, and this is very interesting because it shows the goddesses of destiny, who are weaving our future. So you have the ability to see into the past and into the future. Akasha records, you can go into trance, you can channel, you can access the astral. So everything that is of light is very open to you. So that's why maybe you're so into Hinduism, Hindu gods, into meditation, into chakra points. Use all the knowledge to your advantage, but also being the Hierophant, talking and spreading your knowledge and sharing it with humans. It's very important for you. So your purpose is being yourself, help others and guide others, being a mentor to many people. It is very easy for you in our century to do that because of the social media and how much access you can have to people just by building your social presence on any social media platform of your liking, whatever is easier for you and whatever it is you feel drawn to. So becoming a person on the internet, influencer, blogging and creating videos, it is one of the most easiest way for you to be a living example for others and fulfilling your life's destiny and your life purpose. And another thing, the Hierophant, it always represents people who write books. It also represents people who create art and being the face of the art. So for you, when you create something, always don't forget to show yourself, the creator, because people will be drawn to you. You have this magnetic, amazing energy that people will always feel and always crave. Sometimes it's not even about the art or the things that you create, it's about you. People always drawn to you. So no matter what you do, they will follow you. And this will help you to live your purpose and help others. You are also might be amazing at healing, again with words and energy, and also by creating something by hands. You shouldn't be worried about money. When it comes to your purpose, sometimes we think there is no money in what I actually want to do, but it's the opposite. For you, the moment you will start doing something that you love and your heart will be in it, that's when you will find all the money. For those of you who has a hobby that is like who are crafty, if you can create or do your own runes or amulets, talismans, anything of this sort that is occult, supernatural, because it helps people to transform their lives to the better, this might become your life purpose as well. If you were thinking about making jewelry or creating runes or even creating your own tarot deck, this is definitely part of your life purpose. So be very serious about this, and if you really want it, become the person that you want to be. Judging by the cards that I pull, I feel like that you already tried something in this life and you probably failed, and that's why you prefer now to work for someone, because it's easier and you know that there's going to be no mistakes done and no failure anymore. But you failed only because you tried something that wasn't part of your destiny. So you have to try again, and don't be scared of failure, because every time you fail, it actually gives you idea for the things that you should create. If I would call you someone, I would say that you're a creator. Your life purpose is to create and guide and be the person who inspires others. You are at this place of life right now that you are thinking that you have an opportunity to do something to change your life, but you're scared. You have this inner fear. It's subconsciously guiding you away from achieving your goals. But I really feel that this is the moment when you can literally burn the bridges and go forward with this idea, with this crazy idea, with this following your heart and your craft and your passion. And this will make all the changes in your life, only if you're not going to be scared. When it comes to people who are into magic, witchcraft, supernatural, occult, this is the card that represents your subconscious fears, the fears from your past lives, being burned at stakes, or being killed for the things you've done in the past. This is still subconsciously written in your brain and hidden somewhere, and you don't even realize where are those fears come from. Those are fears of your past lives. So don't give in and don't be scared to dare and try something new. This will be the last card, and it represents the King of Swords, which tells me that if you continue on your path, if you're not gonna be scared and you will dare to do the things that you always wanted, and you will become the person who guides and leads others, you will become the King of Swords. You have this sword, the spiritual sword that you carry all your life. You always feel bad when you see injustice, or you feel bad when someone torturing animals. You always want to speak up when there is something negative happening around you. You're like protector. You like to protect people, animals, environment. So for you, being a person who become famous just for your ideas, for your minds, will help you a lot to change this world. And when the money comes, that's when you will be able to actually do the change that you want. Because for now, if you are not financially secure, you cannot do much. So for you, it's important to become who you are, what you are. Start living your purpose. And this will help you to achieve all your wildest dreams and change the life for the better. So let's move on to the second pile, and let's see what is your life purpose. I already shuffled the deck, and I will pull the cards now. This is a very dark deck. I got the Hermit card, and it's reversed. This is Three of Chalices, again reversed, even though it's such a beautiful card with interesting creatures. And I will pull a third card, of course reversed again, Ten of Pentacles. You are, I would say, you've been hiding from your purpose a lot. You feel this unusual pull towards something magnificent. You know that you're special. You know that you're unusual. You feel your sleeping power, your hidden magic. You are probably the most unusual person among anyone you know. I'm not even gonna tell that you're the black sheep of your family, or that you never were able to fit in at work, at school, among your friends. You always stood out. There was always something unusual about you that people just couldn't understand. So it's like you always felt like you were a stranger. among people who knew you. And these cards are showing me that you have a very unusual mind, a very unusual connection to your past lives, and very unusual interests in life. There are only few things that actually that interests you or can keep you up at night, and all of them are dark, unusual, unique and scary, I would say. You're probably one of the people who might be into finding out about biography of serial killers, or you might watch horror movies, documentaries about supernatural hauntings, about occult, about demons, about ancient deities, mythology of different countries and religions. You probably have books of different religions and backgrounds. You like to read or audio listen to something very niche. You probably at some point dwelled with dark magic, demonology, invocations, spirituality, dark side of spirituality. You see and hear things. You always have unusual experiences, and you're always drawn to the most unusual, dark, controversial people. But on the outside, you probably look like the most normal person because you're hiding, because you don't want to pursue your purposes in life, because you probably don't really bother about humanity, about the collective. You have this unusual feeling that your soul is so ancient and wise, and you know so much that for you the way of the events of this life, this planet, is just natural, because you know it's always been like this and it's always will be like that, and nothing will change, and there is no way that anyone can help or change the outcome of things. You know that there is nothing you can do, and probably you don't even feel like you want to bother. You don't want to change people, you don't want to change anything on this planet. You just seek knowledge, you seek satisfaction from getting your questions asked. You want to experience something unusual, something mind-blowing, breathtaking, fireworks. You want to be surrounded by things that give you pleasure and satisfy your cravings of your mind. You have the most unusual desires and fantasies, dreams and ideas. Your mind dwells in the most dark, beautiful, crazy places, and nothing and no one that you've met in this reincarnation yet probably matched your energy or your passion. There are few people that probably interest you in this lifetime, and probably those people are not even in your social circle. They are someone online. It's probably people that you watch or gain your knowledge from. It's probably even people who are no longer alive. You have a very interesting heroes in your life. And it's also interesting, judging by the cards, that people from the first pile, they are the hero and you are the villain. This is interesting card as well. It's reversed because you don't do this, but this is a part of your purpose in life. You see, writing ancient grimoires, incantations, spells, connecting with demons, with dark entities and deities of the past, ancient religions, ancient languages. You probably even have books in languages that you cannot read, only because you know that those books contain some kind of magic, power or knowledge that you cannot get from anywhere else, and you just keep them just because you're the keeper of knowledge and you're the guardian of knowledge, and you like to guard things and to have them just because you feel safer when you're surrounded by something supernatural and something that is not from this world or even from this era. You are, if this is who you are, let me know in the comments. what books do you have that you cannot read, and what languages would you like to learn, or what languages you're learning. Like, for example, I'm learning Latin, and it's kind of hard because no one speaks Latin now, and I feel that Latin language has this magnificent power in every word that you say that some of the languages are lacking. So share with me your favorite language. I would be really interesting to know. Almost actually every card that I pull for you is reversed. Every card represents a journey. Every card represents knowledge. Every card represents deep thinking. The moon, mythology creatures, astrology, zodiac signs. For you, probably connecting with astrology is something that is very natural. You just understand it more than any other people. Also, you see astrology differently than from main astrology. I don't even know how to put it, but probably you don't even look into the sun signs of people. If you get to know someone, you go into like their moon sign, or like deeper that I don't even know what's there. Like, I've never looked at astrology that way. You are fascinated by ancient eras, ancient empires and civilization. For you, probably Babylon would be more interesting than any modern city on planet Earth. And you live such a vivid life in your mind that your normal life cannot compare at all. So your life purpose, like I already mentioned, to be the guardian and probably to hide. When the first pile had it to be in front of the people and share their knowledge in themselves. For you, you have to be hidden. So for you, if you want to guide people or share the knowledge, it will be writing a book using a pseudonym, like fake name, or it will be creating an account on social media if you ever wanted to do that without showing your face or wearing a mask. For you, mystery and secrecy is everything. Sometimes you don't even like or need the answers to your deep philosophical questions because you adore the question so much that you prefer the answer to be hidden from you because it's more mysterious this way, more dramatic, more interesting. You are so smart, so wise, and so intelligent that a lot of things bore you. A lot of things just don't give you enough interest. And it's very hard for you because you don't get excited by experiencing small things or normal things. Everything for you is boring. You need to be in the presence of something magnificent to feel alive and to feel that you belong. So for you, it is very important to travel. It is very important to go to the places with the most intense energies. And you could be an amazing translator. You could be an amazing shrink. Psychology is definitely one of your strongest points. If I would say so, if you had one reincarnation that you feel most drawn to, it probably was a reincarnation as a famous psychologist like Carl Jung or Nietzsche, anything like that. So if there is any famous or not so famous author on psychology, or maybe even hypnosis, that you feel drawn to and you always come back to their books or quotes, it's probably your reincarnation. You are fascinated by reincarnations, past lives. You're fascinated by the idea what's after. For you, exploring the questions that you have, exploring the mind of yours and creating this dark, interesting books, ideas, things, this is your life purpose. You're not supposed to show yourself, but you're supposed to ask the questions that will make people think, that will make people do things for you. For you, I would say the best representation of your life purpose would be, for example, Eliphas Levi, the one who wrote so many books on the occult. He established our modern ideas of the occult. He inspired Aleister Crowley, the Golden Dawn, all the secret societies, but he never practiced anything. He never done anything. He never put himself out there. So this is something that you should consider. Inspiring, not even inspiring, leading people and making the knowledge widespread by not showing yourself. And for you, it is very important to actually live the life the way you want it. Like I said, traveling, exploring, feeling the energies of these ancient places. Only by doing so, you will feel alive. So for you, staying still, having a normal job, doing normal things, mundane things, this is something that slowly kills you every day. And if you keep going this way, you probably will become so miserable that your mind will just go to waste. So if you felt really a strong connection and pull to the second pile, traveling or even leaving the place that you're at the moment and going to live somewhere else, you don't have to go and change your location every week or every month. You can stay in another country for a year or two and then go to another country. It's just you have to change your location. You have to change your ideas and the way you perceive this world, and get out from the box that you're in, because I feel your mind is trapped inside this box. You need to, your purpose actually, if I would say it in a simple way, is to enjoy the life, enjoy the things that your mind can devour, can taste. So looking at things, talking to different strange people, being in unusual places that are exotic for you, and putting it all down in words or in your blog. It could even be photography, something like that, something when you can hide and be behind the camera. It would be amazing for you. You just need to enjoy the life, to enjoy the dark side of life, to enjoy the things that people are scared of. Going to haunted places and see for yourself how they look like. This is your purpose. The way how you make money in this lifetime, it's not important at all. You can work for someone, you can work online, you can have your own business, you can be given money by birth, being born in a wealthy family, or you can receive inheritance. You can get money for your services, for book publishing, for anything it is that you can find. You can even be a teacher, teach English in China, for example. It doesn't matter. Money for you, it's just for you to provide and get the things that you need, that you cannot live without, like roof over your shoulder, electricity, clothes. Your mind is because all the cards are reversed, so you're still hiding, right? So your mind needs to get out from the box, and you need to see how other people live. You are overthinking a lot, and you can be judgmental, and usually you judge yourself the most. You're a perfectionist, so for you it's very important what people think about you. So by getting out from the place you live and going into a place where no one knows you, you will see that no one judges you, because really no one cares. You think very highly of yourself, and you always think that other people think about you. And even though you don't care about the world in general, but you do sometimes care about the opinions of people that you know, because your mind is wicked this way. So going to a place where no one knows you kind of gives you the freedom to express yourself in different ways. So the moment you start dressing differently, or doing makeup differently, or even for guys painting nails, or for girls, like, I don't know, painting their hair into blue or weird color, to do something unusual, or having like crazy tattoos or piercings, wearing the clothes that you always wanted, like for example, if you always wanted to look like an ancient goddess and wear this like long, beautiful, flowy dress, and wear like chunky jewelry pieces for anyone, doesn't matter in what body you're born in. The moment you start looking the way exactly you feel or the way you think people should look like, that's going to be the sign for you that you're changing, that your whole mind is changing, and you start living the purpose, because you have to enjoy every aspect of your life, and you have to look like you don't belong, because this is exactly how you feel and you actually never belong. So might as well look this way so the right people will be drawn to you. I guess this is where I stop. Even though this is a very unusual purpose, it's also very complicated. The biggest probably complication for you is to live with yourself every day, because there is so much happening in your mind. When the first pile is for people who are more easily connect with others and they enjoy the life, the tiny things they might be happy when they buy, like a small altar piece. For you, you really want to have the most unusual things. You want to have ancient ritual objects. You want to have swords of different empires. You really want to have the best what this life has to offer. And that's why sometimes it's very difficult to control yourself and to enjoy yourself in this life, because you don't have access to all the things that you desire and sometimes demand. But I feel like for both of you, for pile number 1 and pile number 2, for you guys, you have this amazing opportunity to actually live the life the way you want it. You have amazing cards, amazing energy from both piles, and having a purpose is always something that is challenging and yet rewarding at the same time. Having a purpose gives you opportunity to live your life for the highest good. And if you feel the void, if you don't feel that you fulfilling your purpose, think about changing your lives. I feel like we always have the opportunity to do the things that we want. It's just sometimes we choose the most safe path because we're scared of change. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if any of these piles resonate with you. I'll see you in the next video.